Welcome back to Quick News. This is where you get your dose of weekly news of everything that happened in the automotive industry, from launches to scoops to all the industry trade numbers and hot deals. But before we start off on this week's news, if you haven't already subscribed to the Autocar India channel, do remember to click on that subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications on what's coming up for you on this channel. Well, let's start off with the launches, and first off, it is the mid-life facelift of the Ford Endeavour. It gets a new grille, updated headlamps, new wheels and a new colour along with some updates on the interior. And the good news really is that with this facelift comes an additional variant and prices that are lower than before. Let's take a look. Well, that's not the only launch from Ford. They've also launched a CNG version of the Ford Aspire. Now, this is something that will appeal more to the app-based fleet operators like Uber and Ola. Ford has introduced a CNG version of the Ford Aspire sub-4 meter sedan. Prices start at Rs 6.27 lakh ex-showroom. And the car is available in two variants, Ambient and Trend Plus. Moving from four wheels to two, Yamaha have launched the 2019 version of their futuristic Naked at 10,55,000 rupees. Let's take a look at that bike. The bike looks straight out of a Transformers movie and makes 115 horsepower from its 847cc motor. The MT-09 takes on the likes of Triumph Street Triple Range and the Kawasaki Z900. Benelli have also launched not one but two bikes this week. Let's take a look at the visuals from that launch too. The TRK502 and 502X, both adventure motorcycles, were launched in India with a price tag of 5 lakh and 5,40,000 respectively. The 47.5 horsepower comes from a 499.5cc motor. While the 502 is more of a multi-purpose adventure motorcycle, the X is more of an off-road oriented one with bigger and spoked wheels. Well, those were the interesting launches for this week, but we've also got more news on what you can expect coming up in the auto industry. And there's some interesting news from Tata Motors. Let's take a look at that. The 45X premium hatchback, which was showcased in its concept form at the 2018 Auto Expo, will make it to India as a standard production car later this year. You may have already seen those visuals and heard a little of that news, but the big news really is that come 2021, there will be an all-electric version, and you can expect about 200 kilometers on a single charge. Now, in other news from Tata, we've already been spying the H5x, which is actually the code name for the larger 7-seat version of the Harrier. The larger version of the Harrier will get visual updates with larger wheels and a redesigned rear end for more space. It will also get a more powerful engine and an automatic gearbox. For more information, read the exclusive full story on the Autocar India website. Tata Motors is not only steaming ahead with product launches, the key products are also showing strong sales numbers. The Tata Tiago midsize hatchback has crossed a cumulative sales figure of 2 lakh units. Launched in April 2016, the hatchback has been quite popular with the Indian car buyer and takes on the likes of the Maruti Suzuki Wagon-R and the Hyundai Santro. And talking about sales milestones, the Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza has crossed the 4 lakh unit sales figure. Now, with that badge on its nose, it comes as no surprise that it is the highest selling SUV in India, and that too with only a diesel version in manual and AMT. Well, the Vitara Brezza is running strong, but it's going to get some stiff competition from Hyundai this year. They have a sub-4 meter compact SUV launch planned, codenamed QXi as of now. We have some exclusive information on the engine options that you can expect. The SUV will have 3 motors on offer, 2 of which will be petrol. Of these, there will be a 1-litre turbocharged unit that will make 100 horsepower and a 1.4-litre naturally aspirated option. There will also be a 1.4-litre diesel. Both the 1.4-litre engines will get a 6-speed manual option, while the 1-litre turbo will also get a 7-speed dual clutch. Well, it seems like Hyundai isn't the only one planning that dual clutch transmission. In another bit of exclusive information that we put out this week, we confirmed that the MG Hector will also come with the dual clutch transmission. The 6-speed dual clutch will be on offer alongside a 6-speed manual gearbox mated to the Hector's 1.5-litre turbo petrol engine. The SUV will take on the likes of the Jeep Compass and the Hyundai Tucson. Well, in a week that's been packed with news on SUVs, here's another bit of exclusive information that we put out earlier this week, and it comes from the PSA Group. The Citroen C5 Aircross, a Tata Harrier-sized SUV, has been spied testing in India. Citroen, a part of the Peugeot Citroen Group or PSA Group, also owns right to the Ambassador name. So while we know the brand will launch its India operation in the next few years, what cars India will get and what PSA do with the Ambassador brand remains to be seen. The fact that the C5 has been spied testing in India means that this could probably be a product that comes our way. The C5 comes with a range of petrol and diesel options, and with its funky styling, could find a niche with India car buyers. Now, before we sign off, let's take a look at all the hot deals you can get on 2018 produced cars that are still unsold stock. That's all we have from you from Quick News this week. But do remember, this is quick news and you get just the tip of the iceberg from the automotive industry here. If you want to know more detailed information and all that happened in the automotive industry in the last week and what's coming up, do remember to tune in to the Autocar India YouTube channel and the Autocar India website.